Yeah. We live, man.
Yes.
15. MOFE.com. Yo, can you lower my mic a little bit, man? Yo, I got some. Can I call you a legend? Is that the way?
Oh man, that's so sobering. Such an honor.
Cause I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of New York guys come over here, but
True.
You are truly a Jersey legend in my eyes. I'm 30 years old.
I
Anybody my age, you know what I mean?
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Nucci Reyo in the building.
Yes, I'm here.
You know what I mean? Introduce your man Jaws too, man.
This is my man Five Jaws right here, one of the
What's up?
owners of the new label I'm rocking with, Stop the Funeral. My
STF.
man Five Jaws, Bishop Donald Hilliard, and my man Mark Bullock. Shout out to them.
Big shout
They
out.
own the label.
Word.
And I'm VP of the label right now, and we moving. We
Word,
going
word.
downhill on wheels.
That's what's up, man. Now, before we get into that, man, I gotta start with like your early career, for all these new rap fans who don't know what they doing nowadays. And like your history is, especially the New Jersey is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Early in your career, I know you was with Absolute.
Yeah,
And,
that's the homie. Shout out to DJ Absolute.
so let's get into it, man. I mean, first, when you was rapping, it wasn't cool to do it.
It wasn't just for a trend, right?
Yeah, you know what I
it wasn't
mean?
just to get phone numbers or
Yeah.
even just to make money, or if it wasn't what you do as a passion from young, you couldn't even get in this game.
And let me say that this whole internet
Yeah, it
thing
changed
wasn't crazy yet.
I'm just catching up to all this. I was in the street, as people know, and that was my thing. You know, man, I was really like Master P of this thing, like really selling out the trunk, really going to the record stores. I got relationships with actual record stores hand in hand, and you feel me? Same principles as in the street. And once the internet came, I'm like, wait, so I could just record a song, upload it. It's gonna reach this many people. And it felt out of touch to me. You know what I mean? So at first I was like, I can't do that because I can't reach out and touch the people. Like when I would hit the streets with mixtapes, I post up in Elizabeth, Broadway, different places, and sell my joints for real. And I could touch the people, and they say what they like, what they don't like. Me and Absolute to be in the Bronx, every part of New York, selling the tapes, dropping them off. We're selling the master for $100. You know what I'm saying? Like, run as many as you want to the bootleggers.
Wow.
And only about maybe like me, the bootleggers used to say this. Only 3 mixtapes that sold as much was like my joint, Papoose, and J.R. Ryder at the time. Nobody else was even close to what we was doing.
That's a good class too.
Yeah. So, you had Jay Mills, you had I mean, it was just so many people at that time that you had to be a real spitter. You couldn't be in it for a trend. You couldn't wear none of these funny clothes. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it's a different thing.
That's the thing too. Like you had to be tough. Like you had to like
yeah, you had to be a man.
Like
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. Like, people might have an opinion about this artist or that artist from that era. When I used to hear stuff, even about, other Jersey artists, cats always want to compare you. So it's like, this one's a punk, Button's a punk, this guy's a punk. Yeah. I hear I'm a punk, whatever. And I'm like, this ain't even for the weak-hearted.
Yeah.
Nobody in this game is a sucker. It's not for the weak-hearted. You got to go to the worst type of shootout shacks to perform and get your buzz up. Nobody with a buzz is a chump. Because what you got to go through to establish that buzz is some tough stuff.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? It's tough terrain. I remember when I was on tour with Nas, we was performing at a place called the Boathouse in Norfolk, Virginia. It was like a little shack next to some projects. But if you was coming through Virginia, you had to perform there. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, when you do these kind of things, it takes a brave person. You know what I mean? So, like, this is a soldier's game.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about that too, because like I feel like even when I go to showcases, because sometimes I try to like go find new artists and stuff to break and there's like 10 people there that paying to perform. Like it wasn't like that. You had to like
that's corny too. Everything's a hustle. You got managers charging you to manage them. You got showcase people doing showcases and they charging you to perform. They could care less. They got like the janitor from Capitol Records on the panel making you think you might get a deal. And I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, but you ain't gonna hustle me.
Yeah.
So you brought it up, so we got to talk about it. And a lot of these showcases is just it's just for show.
Yeah.
Where back then, once again, if you wasn't a spitter, you wasn't getting through the door, you couldn't have paid. For those experiences, you couldn't have paid for a buzz. Right now, it's all marketing. You got $1 million, and you meet the right person, you can pop off.
Yeah.
Word.
Now, let's talk about like your early career. Like, what actually made you, want to start like being a career, rapper?
That's a really good question. Well, it's all started first of all, 550D Capabianca in Rawway. That's in the projects. My older cousin D-Wan, he used to rap, right? You know how, like, you got the cool older cousin who's, like, the coolest guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? You 10 years old, he's, like, the coolest guy on earth, even though he's only, like, 13. It's a difference between what a 13-year-old is allowed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was, like, the coolest guy on earth. His rap name was Chill D. You know what I mean? Then he named me MC Cam because, like, my birth name is Cameron. And so I start writing, I'm rapping, because he rapped. And so I'm start writing, I'm rapping. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm pretty good at this. So I'm like, yo, listen. And he was like, all right, let's listen to Lil Man. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he can rap. Let's listen to him. I spit something. He was like, whoa. He was like, yo, you nice. Like, for real, like, never give up, like, you hot. He stopped rapping. His little brother started rapping. And his little brother was the first one I had studio time with. That's my cousin Bobby. So my cousin Bobby came and got me and said, look, I found a place we could record at. Back then, studio time was $5 an hour.
Yeah.
Let's show you how long ago it was. Talking about, like, early 90s. So I was still young, you know what I mean? Maybe, like, junior high, just getting in high school. And I went and we did a song together called Can't Beat That. And from there, I was like, the whole studio experience, the whole reaction from the people when they heard the record, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I told my teachers, my parents, everybody, like, look, I'm going to be a rapper. So if he wants you to go to school, they want you to play sports. Obviously, I'm tall, big. Like, I'm not into that. I've always been into music. So, 1993, I'll never forget, Christmas came. I told my mother, I don't want nothing else. I just want an 8-second sampler, the Gemini joints. She bought me one. It was on from there. I started making my own beats, you know what I mean, writing, making beats, and, that just been my thing. So I always knew it was going to be a career. I used to look at the records, like I'll buy a Redman CD or CL Smooth CD, turn the tape over, look at the address of the record label and send my demo in.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Smart.
And they used to respond and say, at this time, we're not taking demos. But I remember I sent it to Pete Rock, had a label called Soul Brother. I sent it to Tommy Boy because that's where Naughty by Nature was signed to. So I was trying to get on, man, from like 14, 15 years old. You know what I mean?
Now at this time, too, like, Jersey's not really huge in the game. I mean, we had the bread and the and even to today, it's kind of like a black hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were kind of like the new face, after Red and Naughty.
Yeah.
Like, how did you stay focused and, like, not go off into, oh, this shit ain't working, like, what I mean?
Oh, nah, man. You got to have resilience and endurance, man. I was just taught never to give up and that this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You just got to keep running till you hit that finish line. Anybody who hits the finish line is a winner. You know what I mean? So as far as I was concerned, I didn't put myself on this clock of when I got to make it by. Really, the first time I seen OPP video and I seen the shot where they shot it in Rawway, I said, I can make it. This guy lives 20 minutes from me and he made it. So I can make it. So, I met, like, Sadek, Wyclef's little brother, and they was, like, producing my stuff early, before it was a real career and different stuff like that. Had a manager named Black. So whatever the case is, I knew I could make it. You know what I mean? So I just stayed focused, like, keep going. You know what I mean? Because every no just put you closer to the yes. So, like, I won the video music box contest that Crazy Sam did. And, I had these little, pinnacles and stuff where I could see, like, all right, I'm closer. You know what I mean? So I just kept going. And they did it, so I knew I could do it.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's crazy. Now, I know, not to jump around, but, like, now it's kind of different with you. You know what I'm saying? You, what would you say, like, switched over to, what would you say, like Christian music?
Yeah, I mean, if we have to put it in a box, which a box contains and keeps something from growing. So, like, how I look at it, people could call it Christian rap for sake of conversation.
Yeah.
But really, it's the same skill level, it's the same production quality. I'm just looking at things from a different side in the room. I'm analyzing everything through the lens of how Christ sees it and being Christ-like and being godly. How does he see it when the block gets shot up? How does he see it when this young kid starts trapping? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So that's my focus. So I'm just at a different angle in the room. You know what I mean? But I'm still talking about the street.
Now, let me just, like, my opinion.
Yeah.
I I used to look like, I look at people like that. I'm like, yo, they weird as hell. They weirdos. Like, I don't know what they be doing. This is some true shit. When I knew you was coming on, I reached out to one of my boys and shout my man Kev. He's a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how big the community of, and it's not no corny, I mean, you guys get it in. It's not like, y'all are rapping about, God and, being preachers. You got, this is a big thing. Like, this isn't just like, I found God and, that's why I was thinking at first.
Yeah, nah.
Well, once I realized how big the actual,
it's a culture. It could be bigger and it needs to shine. It's just like, look at Jersey as a market. That's just what that is as a market. You know what I mean? And I didn't get into it because of a market. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. And, thankfully, since I come from the secular world, so-called the secular rap, I have contacts and fans on both sides. So I'm able to, you know what I mean? Just work both sides. People accept me and respect me on this side of the fence and on that side of the fence. So long as I stay true to who I am and I walk the same on both sides of the fence, they respect it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now, why the change? Like, most people would say, oh, this guy, something happened where he got checked in, or something like that. But it wasn't nothing like that,
No.
Why the change?
Yeah, it was never like anything, any scared thing. I mean, you always get your threats. It never fazed me. You know what? I tell you, just how the story goes is just like this, man. At the height of my career, with you from Jersey, so you could relate to this era, let's say like 2005, when me and Absol was just tearing it up. You know what I mean? I'm on Hot 97 almost every night, different freestyle songs. Right. I had the record with Marcus Houston. You know what I mean? Joint with Jaheim and Keisha Cole, BK, produced that. Shout to him. Different stuff popping, right? And at that time, my mother came to me, who's always been, a Christian and faithful to God, came to me and said, God said you're only going to achieve a certain amount of success until you surrender your gift to him. Now, at this time, I'm looking at her like she's blue because I'm like, the God of the universe who created everything has a personal message for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it blew my mind, but you know what? It registered as truth. Somebody ever come to you with something that's the truth and know you might not like what was said, when you walk away, it felt like truth hit you. You know what I mean? So it was almost like, the best way I can explain it is like your heart comes alive. You know what I mean? Like, wow, what was that about? So I'm like, whatever, because you telling me a certain amount of success, I'm successful. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what God told you, but I'm getting it out here. You know what I mean? Me and Absolute could have sold 50,000 mixtapes, easy. Yeah. We was chilling. Everybody in Q45s, Range Rover, 745s, like, we successful. But so I said, wow, registered as truth. So then I started, my mother did plays. She's a playwright doing gospel plays, so she asked me to do the music for one of her plays. And so I did the music, and just being around the other Christians, just constantly hearing God's word, it just started to deal with my heart. When you look at it from a standpoint of God created us, then we broke that relationship by sinning, and in order to get back in relationship with him, we have to accept his son as that sacrifice. And that whole situation registered as truth, and it's like my soul came alive, my heart came alive, and you don't look at anything the same. You know what I mean? So I couldn't see the streets the same. I couldn't see women the same. I couldn't see anything the same anymore. But I had to think about how to reapproach the rap game. You know what I mean? Because I don't see these. It's a different lens. You know what I mean? So it's the lens of God's word. It's looking at everything in the light of God's word. So then at a point, I say like 2009, my mother asked me to be in a play called Eternity. No, Judgment Day. And she had me play a music industry mogul who was going to hell. You know what I mean? So it woke me up. You know what I mean? And I was just like, wow. So really, it wasn't for fear of anything but God, and him revealing himself to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, this is real. God is real. You know what I'm saying? Jesus actually saves and changes your heart. You cannot fight against a changed heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's really the tough route. It's the courageous route. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not, obviously, when you on top and doing certain things that I was doing, it's not easy to make that transition, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like, what good is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I had everything except a relationship with God. Now, what's worth more? You know what I'm saying? So I don't even sweat nothing I had as far as throwing it all away. And that's what shocks people, and that's good, because then it gives me room to tell my story.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Now, what are the older, the older fans who like the old you?
Yeah.
How have they been receiving it?
Well, a lot of them at first didn't know how to, so they kind of tuned it out. Like, all right, well, his stuff isn't for us anymore. But then when they listen, they like, whoa. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of fans in jail and stuff because K. Slay was banging my stuff. So these people come on 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
The jails was listening heavy. So, but they're the listeners because they got nothing to do but listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas other people, you outside, you kind of listening, you more about visual. But they receiving it well, man. It's like, they just like, they respect it because it's real. And what I'm saying at the end of the day, like I was just saying, is truth. So it registers like that to them. They hear it and they like, wow, man, he right. You know what I mean? That's the right angle. That's the right approach. That's the truth about that subject, man. Even if they can't admit it. So many artists who I was cool with, rubbed shoulders with in the secular world, hit me up, inbox me. They don't want to say it out loud. They inbox me on Twitter. Yo, that song you did was deep, bro. That was right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they respect it, but then you got your ones that's like, we want the old Nucci back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, I could still get y'all that hungry delivery, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth about these streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rest of that stuff is just a lie.
Yeah, it's funny because Freck Billionaire.
Yeah.
I have a good relationship with him, and I actually talked to him on the phone for like an hour. He's going through the same thing right now.
Say word.
Yeah, he switched over, and he was like a really, street dude. And I talked to him for like an hour, and he's on the same, type of
Shout
thing.
To him, man. Yeah, you gotta connect us. Word up, he's nice.
Yeah. Shout Freck, man. But real quick, I just want to play a record or two.
Let's do it.
If we could do that, and then we'll get back into projects and stuff we'll be working on. And,
for sure.
What you want to play first?
Let's play Jesus Piece.
You want to play the single?
Oh, the Jesus Piece video is coming. Oh, man, don't be scared now. I'm back.
Now, real quick, I want to get into this, real quick, too. The Jesus Piece single.
Yeah.
Jewelry, that's what it is. I know you're heavy into jewelry.
Yeah.
But what exactly is the meaning of the Jesus Piece? Is there a meaning behind it?
Well, the meaning behind it for me is that when it comes to hip-hop as a culture, the chain you wear has always been what you represent, hence obviously I had a big jersey chain and, whatever people have those chains, your chain is what you represent. So when a man comes through the door before he even speaks, you look at his chain, you know what it is. Anywhere I would be, oh yeah, you from Jersey, obviously, you know what I mean? Or, oh, you down with No Limit, or oh, you down with Cash Money because you see the chain, you down with Rockefeller, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, being that this is what I represent now, I want people to know it before I even open my mouth.
Word.
You know what I mean? So that's what it's about.
That's what's up, man. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
Jesus Piece first single video coming soon?
Yes, the video is ugly.
That's what's up, man. Let's get into this. Let's go. 15 MOFE. Yeah. We back, man.
Yes.
15 MOFE. Nucci Reyo. Jaws. What's up, Jaws?
What's up, bro?
You've been quiet over there, man.
Yeah, I let the man just
say
his thing. I don't get in his
I gotta
way.
ask you, what made you want to be a part of this, man? I mean, with
Part of what? STF? Nucci Reyo?
Yeah, Nucci Reyo, yeah.
Just love him, man. I don't know. It's just Nucci's just. I don't know, man. There's something about that Joker that just everybody just love. Like like all the stuff he talking about with the, how he's blowing up in 2000, whatever. I don't even know none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wouldn't even listen to them. I wouldn't even listen to the radio. But
now, are you just Christian too, or you also got other acts down with the label?
Nah. This label's called Stop the Funeral. So right now it's just, as an artist, it's just me and Nucci right now.
Word.
And we're looking to put other cats on, man. I definitely want to do that. But it's all about moving Christian hip hop as a genre.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Promoting it as a genre and growing a genre and building it right now.
Word, that's what's up. Now, real quick too. As far as like you selling these mixtapes, coming up. Now the mixtape game dead. They giving it away for free.
Yo, that hurt me bad.
I have 40 Cal up here, and he said he used to make 100,000.
Him too, yeah. All the Dipset cats, man. They was my biggest competition. I'd be sitting in the crib like, how can I sell mixtapes like Dipset?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even had a conversation with nobody, but I was thinking about it myself. And, I seen them come up too, man, and I was just like, how can I do this? They was killing them, man, but they was having the pressing machines. Like, they had a straight-up warehouse. Like, they had the pressing, like, they could record and press the whole tape in the same place. And I was like, man, I got to do
I saw
that.
Duke the God. He's a genius.
Yeah, I wasn't able to do that, but when the mixtape game fell off, it hurt me bad because that was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I ain't know how to. It took me about 5 years to recover from that, man. That was, that's a tough struggle. Now everything's free, so I just finished a mixtape, upload it, call it a day.
Yeah. Now, how does an artist make money nowadays? I mean, is there money out there?
Yeah, it's tough. It ain't easy, but with us, you got to think about it. With me, I could do regular shows. I could do shows at churches.
Yeah.
Like I got a show this week at a church in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania. It's called Hip Hop Sundays. You feel me? So you do Hip Hop Sundays. You get paid to do that. You sell your tapes, your merch, your shirts, and all that. So that's money. You know what I mean? Then you could do deals, record deals. You get money off that. That ain't nothing crazy, but you sell a lot of records on iTunes and stuff. You build a nice fan base online. You can move some units, iTunes, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So that's where it's at mostly, is now having that online buzz to move them downloads and get the shows.
Word. Now, as far as, you guys go too, like how do you make the switch to, internet hard copies? Like, how did you make the switch, you know what I'm saying, to stay relevant?
You know what? This is what I do. People that what I've learned is that it's two different crowds. So when I go out, I'm selling my joints, but they free online. But if you want the hard copy for your car, that's going to cost you. But it's free online. If you want to download it, make your own CD, that's your business. It's free online, but when you see me, it's a hard copy that's going to cost you.
Word. What was easier, though? Was the hard copies easier, or now? I think now is more of a broader audience.
It's a bigger audience because if you buy, blasts from certain places and, you can market online, obviously, to the whole world, to the globe. Whereas, with hard copies, you only can reach who you can reach.
Yeah.
But I still like that in-touch feeling.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? That's just, the type of individual I am.
What had, the internet, being that people could hide behind computers and stuff like that now,
and they do.
What was, how have they been receiving you, the newer fans?
Yeah. Well, it's all love with them, especially the younger ones who don't know the difference. And it's funny because I had stuff on YouTube, obviously for years. So certain cats hit me up like, I don't get you. 1 minute you talking about this, and the next minute you talking about, I'm like, sir, would you look at the date?
Yeah.
Check the date on the video and holler back. Oh, my bad. Exactly. You're going to judge me from 2006 to 2014. It's obviously a difference. So, but the new fans, man, my new fan base is just building like crazy. Word up. But the old fans feel like they can't be real fans and they don't really appreciate, you know what I'm saying? You don't know them. And it's like, nah, it's all love.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, as far as projects, what are we working on? An album, mixtape?
Well, right now, I'm doing a hip-hop musical called Stop the Funeral. It's starring me, my man Fire Jaws, and so we got the soundtrack to that's coming. And we got, right now I'm working on a mixtape called The Last of Us, and I got an album coming, too, called The Bridge. And, that's being the bridge between the church and the street. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak the same language, but I speak both languages. I'm bringing it back together. So, but that's what I'm working on. This Last of Us mixtape is coming out crazy. It's crazy.
Word. Now, let's start with the play, though. When you say play, you actually mean theater?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, straight up theater play. It's a stage play. It's a musical, hip-hop musical. And it's bananas. I've done it before. I had one called Divine Intervention. I had another one called Amazing Grace. We do it at the Touchtone Theater out in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Okay. And it's pretty much amazing.
Wow. And you put that whole thing together? Or you got, wow.
Yeah, of course, pull a team together.
Yeah.
My mother's a very successful playwright. She's been doing it for over 15 years, so I always let her write it. My sister is a theater graduate. I always let her, direct, and she writes too. And, then I'm just like, here's the songs. Write the musical, give me the script, we start rehearsing and put it on.
Now, what has it been like, as far as other people who, like myself, who don't really get involved, but yet have they been receiving it well too? Or?
Yeah, that's who it's for. You know what I mean? That's who it's for. I don't really preach to the choir. I'm not aiming for people that's already going to church. The fact that they can appreciate it is excellent and wonderful. But I'm going for cats that need the enlightenment constantly so that they can, you know, understand this fully and take this same walk, pick up their cross, and follow God the same way I'm doing. You know what I mean? Not from a standpoint of it ain't about wearing bow ties and, you know what I mean? It's about real. It's about, you know, heart changing. So my music is to pound on the heart until it changes.
Word
up.
That's great, man. You want to play another record?
Yeah, let's get to it.
What you want to get into?
He'll Make a Way, produced by Nate Jolly. This is real music for the soul right here.
All right. And what's this off?
This is off of a new project I'm doing.
Okay.
That's the album. It's gonna be called The Bridge.
Wow.
I got choirs on every hook.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bruh.
Damn, I'm interested. Let's go, Dre. Let's get into that.
Founders of hiphopgame.com. My man 730, that's out now. We actually got two. One called Be the Change, and then another EP I got out called what did I name the other EP? I be doing these projects too fast, man. I don't even remember the name of it, but both of them is on hiphopgame.com.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I just be pumping them out, man.
Yeah. Let's take this phone call real quick, man.
Let's do it.
Yo, 15 MOFE, what's up?
What up?
What's good? You live, Nucci Reyo.
What's up?
Yeah. I had to make sure I call up for the boy Nucci Reyo. This is KM representing that Rahway, New Jersey. I had to make sure I let him know I was in the check-in, listening and watching and checking out the interview and all that.
Word up, babe, bro. Good look, man. KM, that's a good dude right there, man.
Okay.
You know, as far as lyricists from my area, from my city, KM is one of the illest. You know what I mean? Ever since I heard him first, I was like, I gotta co-sign this kid. And I like, you know, he's always been doing positive things. You know what I mean? And I like that from the door.
Okay.
Actually, he might not even know it, but you know, he actually inspired me when I first heard his lyrics and stuff. And I'm like, I still wasn't doing what I'm doing now. And I'm like, wow, he got joints with no curses and it's all positive, and it's, you know, and he still was building such a buzz and a heavy fan base. Yo, salute, word up.
That's dope. Hey, yo, send me some joints, man.
I definitely will, man. When the time is right now it's Nucci Reyo's time. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the big bro. You know what I'm saying? 5 jobs, I already see you. Know what I'm saying? I see y'all in there. You know what I mean? But we ain't here tuned in. I'm actually walking the streets right now with the YouTube live stream of a phone. I'm not even at the computer right now. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Keep it real. I'm the hottest radio station out here, right? Ain't nobody else doing that. Keep it real. You can say that.
Listen, if you got Nucci on the radio, then you must be the hottest out right now. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Word. That's what's up, yo. Good looking on the call.
You already know, man. I'm still tuning in. Keep it locked. I already see you, Nucci. You already know.
You already know. It's love, baby.
Word. That's dope. Now, you know, now that's another thing too. Like, how do you stay focused on like multiple projects? Like, you got 5 projects at the same time.
Yo, you know what? I can't even front. Like, I dedicate certain time to each one. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to wake up from noon to 2, I'm working on this project. From 2 to 3, I'm working on this. From 4 to 5, I'm working on that. I'm going to spend 2 hours on the phone with him, strategizing and talking about this money. And then I'm going to go, you know what I'm saying, to the next joint. Then, you know, wake up and do it all over again. Like, we just get it all the way in. Like, we go into the studio after this. Like, we just get it in. You know what I mean? No matter what studio we at, we go in to do one record and come out with 3 different records because we got ideas for different projects.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Damn, that's what's up. Now, as far that's another thing too. Like, you know, different projects, different feelings. Like, you know, what makes, you know, 90s and you know.
You know what? I just harness a different era. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, at this time, what was I into? Let me capture those thoughts and focus on telling those stories. And then at this time in life, let me tell those stories, then let me tell what's going on now as well. Wow. You know, because I got so many, like, he was just telling me, like, you got to write a book, bruh. Like, we was just at one of my sister's houses over in Peshawn, over on Peshawn in Newark, and we was just telling a couple stories, and it was just, like, it's so much to harness. Like, I'm trying to do a freestyle to the Jeezy, seen it all beat. I've rewritten it, like, 8 times. Because I'm like, I can't tell that. Statute of limitations not up on that. I can't tell this story because that one going to get offended. Homie, his case still open. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of the very few who made it out. I got to tell these stories and make sure the youth understand that it is a way out. You know what I'm saying? In a positive way. Not just, you know what I mean, guns, drugs, things of that nature. But, you know, so that's my focus.
Like, how has your industry friends been you know, accepting it out? Are they still calling?
Yeah, man. Cats still show love. I mean, you know, I was writing for Diddy. So, you know, joints for him, Flip, different cats. Yo, they still show nothing but love. Like, we could record at, I'm probably one of the only cats that's not signed to Bad Boy that could record at Daddy's house anytime I want, like family. You know what I mean? I gave them hits. I gave, you know, Lil Flip hits. I gave certain cats hits, so they respect it. You know what I mean? My team won a BMI Writer of the Year award 2006. Wow. So they know I'm a hit writer. So at the end of the day, they don't want to be on my bad side. They still ask for records.
That you wrote? Does anybody know? Or
yeah.
Oh, what records? What record you wrote?
Big stuff like "Welcome to Atlanta." That's probably one of the biggest. That was a big one. Actually, the original was Atlanta to New York. Me and the dude named Pitbull wrote it. But then, you know, K stuff up, and when cats come for records, I just sell them something. Little Flip, another one that came from our production company. Little Flip had a record called Sunshine. Okay. That was the biggest Sony rap record ever under Sony. Sold 4 million ringtones. So that record, it's a few. It's quite a few. Some obviously is paperwork where it's like you can't say nothing. The Double XL magazine got all of it from some secret source, and they published it all.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So Cass was calling me like, I'm like, listen, you got to talk to the journalists about that.
They was calling you for that bread. That's what happened.
Word.
You still doing the ghostwriting thing?
Nah, I'm not ghostwriting, but Cass do be hitting me like, yo, let me get some of that spiritual content. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's still love. I'm actually about to get back into the moving the beats with the hooks on them, because that's what I would do. That's how I started killing it with the ghostwriting. My production team, bananas with the beats. So I would just do the hooks, and we would sell it like that. Because artists are lazy. So when you send them beats with the hook, they're like, I'm buying that. Because all I got to do is write and leave.
Smart.
You know what I mean? So, you know,
smart.
Ghostwriting is fun. But I used to bug, though, because I'd be in the club when I used to, you know, party and stuff, and every club be going crazy off records I wrote. You know what I'm saying?
They don't even know you wrote them.
They don't even know it. Like, you know what I mean? So I would just be like, wow. You know what I mean? But ghostwriting is fun, man, because you get to harness, especially writing for Diddy, because, you know, you're talking about a person on top of the world, so you can write from the standpoint of a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? So sitting there scribbling stuff like, you know what I mean? It was fun.
Was it easier to write for other people or for yourself?
Well, at first it was hard because I don't respect it, to tell you the truth. That's why I got out of it. I think if you don't write your own lyrics as a rapper, to me that's corny. You know what I mean? So I had to swallow my pride and get that check. So my cats came to me like, look, such and such wants you to write for him. And I'm like, he don't write his stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't respect him no more as an MC, but I'm coming to get that check. So, you know, it was good, man, because you get paid like $200 an hour, you know, depending on if it's big artists. And then you get paid when they pick up the song. Then you get publishing. Ghostwriting is where it's at.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, like learning the business, too, this is just something that happened as you were coming?
I learned the business from being jerked a lot of times. You know what I mean? Tell you the truth. That's how I learned it, because when we was on top and everybody was, you know, I'm writing for people, my stuff on Hot 97, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got my little townhouse, I'm chilling, you know, different stuff like that. And then cats around me is building houses from the ground. You know what I'm saying? And they pulling up, they switching cars. They in a Tuesday car, they Wednesday car. I'm like, wait a minute, but I'm the artist. I'm the one doing all the work. You know what I'm saying? So then it made you reanalyze, and you look at the paperwork, and you get different lawyers, and you just learn the game. But you take it on the chin, because you can't get jerked. I just use that word because people understand it. But if you sign a piece of paper, you just got out negotiated. You didn't get jerked. You know what I mean? It's not like the paper lied. The paper says what it says. Now, if my lawyer is better than yours, or I can afford a better lawyer, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, and that's how I learned the business. Plus, I hung with the execs. You didn't really see me with the artists. You know what I mean? I hung with the execs, and I respect it, and that's why I still got – like Don Pooh, the first deal I had was with Don Pooh at MCA Records. I could call Don Pooh today. You know what I mean? I could call Absolute today. Like, I never broke my relationships. Havoc wanted to sign me from Mobb Deep. I could call him today. You know, anybody, Diddy, Harv Pierre. I could reach out to all of them because I hung with them and learned the game. I'm a student first. If I'm not the smartest guy in the room, I'm going to just be quiet, listen, and then take that wisdom and apply it. You know, so.
What do they, are they aware of the change too?
Yeah. Harv Pierre is actually a Christian now. And he was one of the first cats, you know, after I switched my whole message, who reached out to me and was like, look, you know, you could come up here, you could record. You know, I respect what you're doing. I'm a fan of the white flag movement. And, yeah, cats know. They respect it, man. Wow. Word up.
That's crazy. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yo, let's get into this Jesus piece one more time.
Let's do it.
And then, you know, give you social media or anything I say to fans, we'll get out of here, man.
Let's do it.
All right, 15 MOFE, let's get into that Jesus piece. When's the video coming?
Oh, man, the video should be here sometime next week. Like, we got He'll Make a Way. We just dropped that. World Star wanted to drop that first. and then they want to drop the next one because, you know, they want more positive content on the site. So I'm like, let's do it.
That's dope. All right, 15 MOFE, let's go.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
We're now stepping into 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. Yeah.
That's my motherfucking jam right there.